Hello and welcome to episode 4, which is Hildibrand patch 2.4 Dreams of Ice. This is where it starts getting a little more serious for our poor character with meeting Emmerich, and we're dealing with Shiva and suspicion for other plots. So this is a nice break our characters were able to take. So let's see this next part. Eight armed and dangerous. Ellie has the latest information on the Phantom Thief's target. Vriza, I was wondering when you'd show up. I've got the latest scoop on the Victor's spoils that our many-faced friend has set his sights on. Have you visited the Colosseum of late? There's a tourney in the works, and it's looking to be a big one. The Mithril Cup, sponsored by none other than the Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. They say that Master FFXIV will be furnishing the prizes himself from his personal collection. Small wonder it's captured the attention of Mr. Sticky Fingers. You are familiar with the current concern, yes? It's only the largest mining interest in the Sultanate, after all. The chairman, Master FFXIV, sits on the syndicate and possesses such wealth that rumor has it he could buy half the realm if he chose to. He's also renowned for being something of a martial arts enthusiast. With his position affording him little opportunity to test his own skills, he settles for living vicariously through the exploits of others. Hence, his sponsorship of tournaments like the Mithril Cup. My colleague, Gainlin, is an Ulda covering the tourney as we speak. If we're to track him down, I bet he'd be able to give us something to get our investigation started. Yes, I'm a busy man. If you're looking for small talk, I suggest you look elsewhere. No need to be rude, Gainlin. She's a friend of mine. Now what say you? Share your latest findings with us. I promise I'll make it worth your while. Ellie, if it isn't the Mithril Eyes star reporter, come to have a laugh at Gainlin's expense. Before returning to pen your latest front-page feature, eh? I sense some jealousy here. Oh, very well. Just promise you'll put in a good word for me with the higher-ups, okay? Now, let me tell you this. There's strange things afoot at the Colosseum. Bugger all. It's a travesty, I tell you. Hutch, Hugh, and Hamo, whatever is the matter, and where, pray tell, is Hutchin? The four of you will compete for the cup together, yes? I fear that an unfortunate mishap has left Hutchin in no condition to fight. We were just on our way to convey the dire news to Dower Meadow. Mishap my arse. This was sabotage. Some bloody coward out there will stop at nothing to eliminate his competition. I swear it on my subliger. Lower your voice, Hotch. My head stings enough without your bloody shouting. Hutchin, should you not be resting your wounds? Oh, but forgive your incompetent, unworthy comrade. If I had been quicker with my mantra, we would still be 4 men strong. Do not berate yourself so, Hamo. In victory and in defeat, the Mantravilles fight as one. You bear no more responsibility for my wounds than I. Any road, I dare say I'll not be getting back into fighting Fettle by arsing about in bed. I'm ready to chant some mantras. How about the lot of you? Hutchin, for you, I am always ready. Now that's what I like to hear, 1,000 mantras, and I want each one to ring out over the Segoli. I honestly don't know if it's mantras or mantras, so I'm just kind of going with whatever. The Mantravilles? Aye, as Hutchin tells it, they took their name from a training partner they met at the Fist of Rolgar, a man they most admired for his devotion and chiseled physique. Okay, we're gonna go with mantra. Consider me not the least bit interested. There's talk of attacks on the competitors, however. Of this, I would hear more. Ah, yes, I mentioned that strange things were afoot, yes? With mere days left before the Mithril Cup, a staggering number of would-be combatants have withdrawn, citing a host of curious ailments and injuries. With the list of entrants shrinking by the day, the organizers have been forced to abandon the elimination format in favor of a mass melee between what few battlers remain. The Phantom Thief's Challenge. Gladiators dropping like flies. No, this is no mere coincidence. I would speak to the individual in charge of the event. Where might I find him? Though the concern sponsors the tourney, the day-to-day organizational duties are being handled by a fellow by the name of Dower Meadow. He should be in his office within the Colosseum's halls. I'll send word to the gateman, Yuyubaya. He owes the Mithril Eye a favor or two. Splendid. Come, Vriza. We've got a case to crack. With gladiators dropping one after the next, I had to rewrite my Mithril Cup preview 5 times in the past 2 days. Make that 6. Let's go find this Dower Meadow and see what he can tell us about the tourney. Gainlin said we could find him in his office at the Colosseum, yes? From the Mithril Eye, you say? Then by all means, you are free to enter. Gotta love favors. I am Ellie, reporter of the Mithril Eye, never blinking, all-seeing. You know the deal, yes? And you must be Dower Meadow. I was hoping I could ask you a few questions about the upcoming tourney. Who am I to argue with free publicity, and from a charming little thing like yourself? Ask away, me girl. That said, between the challenge from that so-called Phantom Thief and now these bizarre attacks targeting the fighters, our tourney's already the talk of the town. Not that you'll see me complaining, provided someone still left the fight, that is. You're free to investigate as you wish, but you'd be smart to exercise some caution. Needless to say, recent events have everyone here a bit on edge. Why, just moments ago, one fighter almost took off another fighter's head for insulting the color of his Looks like we've got ourselves another, these two aren't in the entry books. I love how they just randomly appear in these strange situations. And our challenger unleashes a vicious right hook as the gentleman inspector was channeling his strength for his next attack. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. That felt a bit traitorous. Inspector Briarden, as efficient as ever, I see. A true gentleman eschews violence, Inspector. You were thinking. It annoyed me. I think that's totally just... yeah, that works for me. Dower Meadow, I presume? Tell me everything you can about the prizes for this tourney, and try to be brief. Was wondering when, you might ask. Master Feargeist has spared no expense in making the Mithril Cup the most lucrative tourney this Colosseum's ever seen. The victor will receive a true treasure from his collection, the Warden's Grace, a ring fitted with the largest sun spear you'll find outside of Corn. The second and third place prizes are nothing to sneeze at, neither, but I don't care how many faces he's got, we've nothing to fear from this thief. The concern has hired an elite regiment of stone torches to watch over the vault day and night. I remember those guys. They were mercenaries from ARR that we ran into at the very beginning of our questing. Yes, just as the brass blades were so successful in stopping the thief last time. If you want your treasures safe, go fetch them and bring them to me, and be quick about it. I haven't all day. Fear I can't do that, Inspector. After all, what proof do I have that you ain't Mr. Many Faces in another of his elaborate get-ups? I was just thinking that. No, if you want to get your hands on the spoils, you'll have to claim them as any other would, in battle. As a matter of fact, what with the ranks thinned as they are, we're actively recruiting new competitors. The more the merrier, and the more lucrative at that. Now, where did our receptionist get off to? Over here, you slimy bugger. We've got some fresh blood for the melee. Give me a moment, will ya? I've only got 8 arms, or were they legs? You called? I was just about to give the lovely Miss Avila the grand tour. Inspector Hildibrand, look! He's purple! Of course that's what she notices. Astute as ever, Nashu. This color, this overabundance of appendages, I smell a case. Or dinner. Ah, that's just my receptionist, Ultros. Don't be startled now. He's an ugly little bugger, but he's friendly enough. Word has it, he was one of many bizarre creatures born from a recent experiment with ancient incantations at the Thaumaturges Guild. Ah, yes. The children of the Corn rise again. Dangerous little boogers they are. Oh no, not Children of the Corn. That's not what I was thinking. Children of the Damned. They were going to seal him away in a hole in the desert with the others when he opened his slobbering mouth and started pleading for his life. I just want to live in peace. I'll do anything, anything. So the management hired him to perform odd jobs about the Colosseum. And am I ever glad they did? I tell ya, this job ain't glamorous, but it sure has its perks. What a delicious morsel. I want to get my tentacles around her. Okay, that's just gross. See, she's grossed out too. I know not who you are or where you hail from, and I do not care. If you dare challenge me, my Tempest Blade will show you no mercy. You can forget about your case, Inspector. There is only one who will claim the victor's spoils, and that is me. Confident, aren't we? Oh, I just love when she talks tough. Now, who's the chump who wanted to get a pummeling by my lovely little Abby? She's like, wait a minute, what? I'm getting volunteered again? Though a gentleman takes far more pride in rescuing fair damsels than fighting them, I fear we have little recourse. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, shall do what must be done to... Vriza Windrunner will be entering the tournament on my behalf. Vriza Windrunner? You do look like a windrunner. Well, bugger me with a spear to think I'd see the day when a warrior light stood in my coliseum. Okay, that only works in WoW. Hear that clink, clink, clinkin'? That's the sound of gil pouring into our coffers when the public finds out that a true Eorzean hero will be stepping into the ring to fight for the Mithril Cup. Oh, and I reckon your friend can tag along too. Show him where to sign, Ulti. With Vriza, I suppose we have as good a chance as any. Now we just need to make sure that she doesn't come down with some curious injury. That gladiatrix Avila, was it? Seemed quite certain of her chances at victory. Suspiciously certain, I would say. I'm already 10 steps ahead of you, Inspector. That Ultros fellow seemed most knowledgeable about Miss Avila. Come, Nashu, the investigation is afoot. As much as that sounds like an amazingly productive line of investigation, might I suggest that our first priority is to keep Vriza here safe? Let us return to Gainland and see what else he can tell us of these mysterious attacks on the combatants. At least they want to keep us safe. Very well, I shall leave that task to you. I have a lead of my own to investigate. Should you uncover any new information, I trust you will share it with me at first opportunity. We're so tolerant and patient. Getting volunteered. I think I just went the wrong way. I suppose that our questioning of Mr. Ultros can wait. Let us see if this Gainland fellow can enlighten us. Look, I know you're the Warrior of Light and all, but we can't afford to take any chances. Be on your guard, Vriza. You again? I've already told you that... What? You entered the tourney, you say? Are you out of your bleeding mind? Look, I've got a suspicion or two, which I'm happy to share with you, but in the end, you have to protect yourself, you hear? So, I've been asking around, and it seems that the more than a few of the fighters who pulled out of the tourney were scheduled to fight a warrioress by the name of Avila. Now, I can't make any promises, but my instincts tell me this girl is bad news. But don't take it from me when you can hear it from someone who crossed blades with her just days ago. A fellow by the name of Raging Rat had the misfortune of being matched up with Avila in the preliminary round and earned himself a right bruising from it all. Last I heard, he was resting up back at the Pugilist Guild. Why don't you go pay him a visit? Sometimes they have extra things to say. Not this time, I guess. Come to have a good laugh at old Raging Rat's expense, have you? Well, you're not the first, I say. Is there not a man in this entire realm with an ounce of sympathy? Greetings, good sir. How fortunate you are today that your guest is Hildibrand Manderville, gentleman and inspector. Now, if you would please, enlighten me to how exactly it was that you were beaten to a bloody pulp by Miss Avila. Gentlemen my ours, have ye not a wit of delicacy? That would require, something that Hildy just doesn't have. Never you mind. Look, the records may say I lost, but I'll admit to nothing of the sort. I'll shout at the top of my lungs if no one else will. The girl doesn't fight fair. Tempest Blade. Some kind of foul sorcery, if you ask me. Mark my words, that girl is up to no good. If she weren't so damned easy on the eyes, she'd be rotting in jail as we speak. The girl's Alamegan, or haven't you heard? You know how it is with those refugees. Why fight with honor when you've got nothing to lose? Yes, and why not disparage an entire people in a pathetic attempt to salvage your sorry pride? This one's a real piece of work, Veriza. Let's be on our way. I didn't mean no offense, miss. Just telling it like it is, as it were. Perhaps it truly is some manner of sorcery, as the fellow says, or perhaps she works with an accomplice. Wow, that was actually really good of Nashu. Shouldn't strike me as a magic-wielding type. If I were a betting woman, I'd put my gill on the ladder. Ah, Miss Ellie, the thrill of the case has struck a chord with you as well. Yes, I can see it in the wrinkles beneath your eyes. We might very well make an inspectress of you yet. Okay, you do not tell a woman that. I'll give you a good wrinkle, you insensitive boor. If what the man says is true, it's likely that her fellow Alamegans might sympathize with her plight. An accomplice would hardly be out of the question. Yes, I can see it now. Two unfortunate souls, shunned by those around them, united by destiny and a common desire for justice. He's ever the dramatic. Ample appendages whirling wildly, sending gusts of winds flying every which way. Avila and Ulti, a match made in the heavens. Were it any more obvious, I could have solved this case without leaving my home. Incredible! Your powers of deduction never fail to amaze, Inspector. What is it with you two and that infernal octopus? Mr. Ultros should still be at the Colosseum. Let us hurry before he slithers back to whensoever he came. Such a perverted little creature. Shh, friend, look over yonder. Behold those exquisite legs, those stylish tentacles, the unearthly undulations of his squirmy, squishy body. Yes, our friend Ulti is a most fascinating creature indeed. Only if he's being cooked at a Japanese restaurant. It's the only time I've ever found that octopus tastes good. Behold how he carefully eyes the gladiatrix before him. What manner of mischief is he plotting? He speaks! Yes, this is most suspicious indeed. Oh ho, what is this? The girl has fled in a panic. I thought it was anger, but we'll go with it. Our friend Alti appears to be discouraged. Look at the way his shoulders sag, or how they would sag if he had shoulders. Our quarry is on the move. Quickly, Nashu, we must pursue. Mr. Alti seems to have found himself another gladiatrix. What might he be plotting this time? Look at those succulent legs. I reckon they'd taste just wonderful in a good marinara sauce. Maybe. Marinara sauce. Ah, he speaks. And another girl rushes off. Whatever did he say to her? He looks so sad. Shall we douse him in lemon butter and put him out of his misery, Inspector? Whatever is he doing with these girls anyway? I think the lemon butter sounds better than the marinara sauce. Call me crazy, but I think he likes them. Poor Mr. Ultros didn't seem to have much luck with the ladies. Speaking only for myself, I'd love to have him for dinner. Perhaps a nice lemon butter sauce? What price victory? Hildibrand is contemplating the implications of Ultros' behavior. Poor misunderstood Alti. Here we suspected him of criminal activity, when in truth he was just a gentle soul, luckless in love. Oh, Alti, can you find it in your squishy, slimy heart to forgive us? Yes. Now perhaps we should return to our investigation. If Avila is as suspicious as they say, perhaps we should follow her around for a bit. Dower Meadow back at the Coliseum should be able to enlighten us as to her whereabouts. An excellent idea, Miss Ellie, but I have a better one. Let us return to the Coliseum and speak with Dower Meadow. From him we shall ascertain Miss Avila's whereabouts, upon which we shall follow her about to see if she is indeed as suspicious as they say. Come, Nashu, the investigation calls. Did we just nod our heads in agreement and not just... Okay, we're not even reacting to his goofiness anymore. Don't think Uncle Alti didn't see you following me. What's the big idea, eh? I'm nothing more than a stupid octopus. Or am I? Come on now, I just want what any octopus wants. A cute girl, untold riches, and the admiration of millions. Can't Uncle Alti dream? Well, kids, hate to ink and run. Then again, I am an octopus. Yes, what is it this time? I'm a busy man. Looking for Avila, you say? She said something about sharing a flagon with her countrymen over at the Coffer and Coffin. I reckon you might still find her there. I warn you, though, if you're smart, you'll keep your distance from that one. That poor bugger Gainland tried to interview her for an article. Thought the girl was going to rip his head clean off. How can I put this? She doesn't seem to take kindly to being asked questions of a personal nature, if you catch my drift. That said, if you're looking for a good sparring match to warm you up for the tourney, that might be just the ticket. I can assure you there will be no need for gratuitous fisticuffs, my good sir. With my remarkable powers of espionage, we will ascertain all the information we need without the fiery lass even being alerted to our presence. Let us be off. Behold the lovely Miss Avila, just as predicted. Let us keep watch from here, so as not to set off the girl's famed temper. How many times must I tell you there is no cause for concern? The spoils shall be mine. It may as well be writ in stone. Do you realize what this means? We have suffered, and suffered long, but my victory shall mark a new era, just as Rauban Aldin won a new life for himself in the Colosseum. I shall win a new life for our people. The prize that I shall claim will bolster the wealth of our people 10,000-fold. In a land where wealth is power, we will be kicked to the gutter by the Uldans no longer. And with that, I must be off to the Nanoma mines to meet my sister. Miss Avila's self-assurance is ever a sight to behold. I deduce that my own chances of felling her on the field of battle are infinitesimal. I could have told you that before you signed up. Come now, we have a suspect to pursue. Trying to steal Avila from Uncle Ulti's tentacles, are you? I'm afraid that isn't going to happen. Yes, Uncle Ulti's homemade explosive will see that this is the end of the road for you. Does that make me a bad octopus? Ah, the distinctive smell of fire sand. Another one of your handcrafted explosives, I take it, Nashu? Heavens no, Inspector! This is far too elaborate to be one of mine. Do you think whoever crafted this would be willing to give me a lesson? Of course, of course. They're on to me! Preposterous! Could it be that Musclehead isn't as stupid as he looks? I see. In any event, I shudder to think of what might happen if an unsuspecting passerby chanced upon such a hazardous object. Allow me. Heave ho! You gotta be kidding me! Are we heading back to Uldan? No, we are not. Okay. Oh yeah, the mines. We have to go check out and learn about the sister. That maiden in mining garb must be the sister of whom Miss Avila spoke. Let us listen a bit closer. I thought we agreed. No hard labor until your leg is healed. I swear, sometimes I think you were born solely to give your poor sister headaches. Says the girl who once fought off 10 Imperials with one good arm. Perhaps someday you'll understand that your little sister can take care of herself just as well as you. Speaking of which, what news of the tourney? Worry not, Hegelina. I have taken all the necessary precautions. The Warden's grace is as good as ours. Even the most modest estimates value its worth at some 30 million gil. Do you realize what this means? Necklaces from something sunsilk dresses, all the luxuries you've ever wanted will be yours. Poor little girls in shabby clothes, objects of pity and scorn for the ill-done upper crust. Those days are over. After I claim victory, we will take our rightful place at the top of society. I don't know, Abby. Wealth is all well and good, but when I see you stand tall in the Colosseum, hundreds and thousands cheering your name, I'm proud. No matter how humble our birth, if we stand strong and stand together, this alone is all the wealth I ask for. That is your problem, Hegelina. You've always been too quick to settle for less than you're worth, but worry not, for your sister's watching over you. I will do this for us. Now I must return. Gods forbid one of those prying reporters overhears us. That's my Abby, unfazed by a duel to the death, yet terrified to be caught in a moment of tenderness. May the gods smile on you, sister, and be safe. A more moving display of sisterly love I have not seen, and yet I fear it has afforded us little in the way of prospective clues. It would seem Avila's obsession with victory runs even deeper than we imagined. That said, I can't help but feel a bond with the girl. My sister and I were alone in the world too, you see. Oh, the first hint. Or is this not the first hint towards... I'm trying to remember. Inspector, did you hear what I heard? Look, kids, Uncle Ulti has had it up to here with you. Do you think you could just fall in this pit and die like a good little girl? Well, that's not very nice. I'm talking to you, Mrs. Warrior of Light. Hear that sound? Just one step closer. Closer! Not you, you idiot! No need for concern, friends. I have simply taken the liberty of investigating this hole in the ground, and am pleased to report that there seems to be nothing out of the ordinary. Our hero. Now shall we return to Ul'dah? The Mithril Cup will be starting before long. The last thing we want after all of this is to lose our bout by forfeit. Could it be? Did that musclehead dive straight into my trap to save his companions? The others seem completely unsurprised at this turn of events. Doubtless he has performed such selfless acts before. A true gentleman, if I ever saw one. But if you think that means I'm going to show mercy on you, you've got another thing coming. Time to break out the big guns, kids. Wait a minute. I dug 2 pits, didn't I? Come to think of it, the second one was right around... Give me a break! Karma. I love the Argos mount. Whatever does he think he's found this time? Yes, is something the matter? We're on something of a tight schedule here, Inspector. Stand back, Miss Ellie. My well-honed inspector senses are tingling. I feel a most fearsome adversary lurking about. That might be accurate. He's nigh invincible. And I'm not talking about the octopus. This time you're really up the creek without a paddle, kids. Say hello to a not-so-little friend of mine from the Colosseum. He's large, he's in charge, and most of all, he's hungry. Where in the world is he? I haven't got all night. I can't help it. I love this guy. He's hysterical. Though some clothes would be nice. My chimera! Who is that half-naked fool? Father, could it be that the aura of unmitigated murderous rage that I felt was not our quarry, but you? Hildy, I was merely taking a stroll in search of inspiration and materials for my newest masterpiece in the making. What brings you and your friends to these parts today? Just a bit of sleuth work, Father dear. And with that, we must return to Ul'dah. If you have not heard, your son is set to compete for the Mithril Cup. Oh, moonlighting as a gladiator, are we? A fitting second career for a Manderville man, if I do say so myself. That muscle-bound old man is the inspector's father? Remind me never to go to one of their family reunions. Now, wouldn't that be interesting? Just who is this inspector, anyway? Hildy is a worthy rival, if ever there were one. Who goes there? The green chicken! Hildy, Veriza, I've been waiting for this day. It's our friend! Not that one. Well, looky who we have here. You're quite the intimidating gent yourself. A friend of the inspector, mayhap? I am Gilgamesh, wandering duelist, and I am not so much the inspector's friend as his enemy. Well, that makes two of us. Perk up, Gulliver, 'cause this just might be our lucky day. Is there no one in this accursed realm who can remember my... Call me what you will, friend, but heed my words. Veriza is a formidable foe. That sounding like high praise coming from a big fella like yourself, to have such a powerhouse as his sidekick. That inspector must be something else indeed. I know not what brings you to do battle with those two, but I warn you, you will end up as seafood soup if you face them alone. And with that, I must be off. For reasons that I do not entirely understand, I am considered something of a fugitive in these parts. Vriza, I will not fall so easily this time. Okay, I'm starting to wonder, was this a purposeful parallel that I'm kind of seeing here with him and our future friend? Well, it looks like I've got my legs full, all 8 of them. But if that adventure's too strong to take on alone, I'll just have to bring along a friend. A supplely twisting ring calling to mind the undulations of a creature of the sea. Yes, inspiration has struck. Now we know where Hildy gets it from. Nobody here but us octopodes. Look forward to your next life as a masterpiece, fiend. And this is why I get a kick out of these quests. The ridiculousness of it all. Muscleheads, I hate them! For being a Makote, she's awfully oblivious to that octopus hanging around. Thought they were hunters. Good heavens, chancing upon father like that? I dare say it's taken a year off my life. Quite a coward. Quite a crowd has assembled. It would seem the festivities are nigh about to commence. I had hoped to uncover more of Miss Avila's secrets, but no matter. What better place to continue my investigation than on the field of battle? The trouble with truffles. Hildibrand appears to be in something of a hurry. Good heavens, we haven't much time before the tourney begins. We must hasten back to the Colosseum and apprise ourselves of the rules of engagement. To a true gentleman, the battle is not about victory or defeat, but fighting with honor. Whatever treachery or guile my opponents may employ, I will not lower myself to their level. In a tournament, sure, but for survival, no, absolutely not. Kill them to station me a few yalms closer to the action. Gods forbid I actually get to enjoy the tourney after all my hard work. Is it it just me, or is Mr. Ultros a bit lumpier than he was before? Bumps on the head, chipped teeth. I am one shabby-looking octopus. I tell you, they don't pay me enough for this. But that's all going to change soon, isn't it, buddy? Funga. Ah, Mr. Ultros, just the octopus we were looking for. I was hoping that you might enlighten us as to ye gads, who gave you those ghastly bruises? Bruises? I fell down the stairs, that's all. Now get lost, I'm a busy octopus. Funga. Ouch. You have my sympathies, good sir. It is challenge enough to coordinate 4 limbs, let alone 8. Is there someone inside your office? No. Whatever gave you that idea? I am simply, fumigating the place for pests like yourself. Now, don't you have a battle to go fight? Funga. Inspector, I think something's alive in there. That's just me, talking to myself. Yes, Funga. Gods, yes, gods. Working as a receptionist is fun. Battered, bruised, beset by vermin, and still able to find joy and fulfillment in your work. I say, Mr. Ultros, your passion for your chosen profession is truly an inspiration to us all. Vriza, if you would come with me for a moment, I fear the stupidity in the air may be contagious. Listening to Mr. Ultros talk is truly inspiring. I say, he's looking more appetizing by the minute. I love Nashu. Mr. Ultros is truly a man after my own heart, a gentleman among octopodes. Because he's like the only talking octopus in the game, but you know, that's besides the point. Well, has your investigation borne any fruit? I see. Avila seeks to win the tourney to claim a fortune and raise her and her sister out of poverty. Furthermore, she has implied that she has taken the necessary precautions to ensure that her victory is all but certain. While trailing her, you narrowly evaded a series of dastardly obstacles, and upon your return, that strange octopus appeared considerably worse for the wear. The evidence points in one direction. The Alamegan girl and Ultros are plotting together to claim the Mithril Cup and its lucrative prize. It is not as preposterous as it sounds. I have done some research on our 8-legged friend. It would appear that Ultros has become something of a regular at Uldah's taverns and, houses of pleasure? Ew. I suspect that he is using his inside knowledge of the workings of the Colosseum to identify and eliminate potential threats, thereby ensuring victory for Avila and earning himself a healthy commission. If I remember right, that's not quite what is happening. There is also the matter of the Tempest Blade that is rumored to be the source of the Alamegan girl's strength. This remains a mystery, which means that I fear your life is still in danger, Veriza. One of the guards informed me that several crates of refuse from the Colosseum reception room were hastily discarded in Pearl Lane, not Belzico. It is a stab in the dark, but the contents may yet provide some answers. I would ask you bring them to me. Loath as I am to sift through rubbish, the refuse from the Colosseum may hold the answers we seek. I would ask you to retrieve them from Pearl Lane for me. Why, of course, Inspector. I'd gladly oblige. Well, let me see what you have found. Now, what have we here? Ah, yes, a spectacular assortment of innards and entrails. And what's this? A sack of even more foul-smelling than the gore it was lying in, if that can be believed. And look here, something appears to be written on the side. Synthgot Sundries. It would seem this merchant has had dealings with that squishy mass of tentacles. Let us pay a visit to the man and have him enlighten us to the exact nature of their partnership. Welcome, welcome. What might a discerning lady like yourself be looking for today? I'm sorry, madame, but I've said it once, and I've said it 1,000 times. No exchanges, replacements, or refunds. I stand by the quality of my wares, and I expect my customers to do the same. Wait, now, did Ultros send you? I'll be asking the questions here. What exactly did you sell to that ungodly creature? Why, an entire sack full of gold truffles. Can you believe it? What with the impressive price and that distinctive aroma. They're only for the most discerning of customers, which Mr. Ultros clearly is, as he just placed another order today. Could these truffles somehow be connected to... No, I shall stop myself before I start sounding like... Inspector Briarden, it wounds me that you would sneak off to conduct your investigation without me, and to steal away Veriza here? This gentleman is not impressed. Did you find anything, Inspector? Good gods, what is that dreadful smell? Miss Ellie, I would have expected a cultured young woman like yourself to be more educated in the Epicurean arts, and his most distinct and delightful aroma of the gold truffle. An acquired taste, to be sure, but one that has won the heart of many an Uldan gourmet. I particularly enjoy them slow roasted, as my dear mother makes them. Roasted, you say? Why, my mouth's watering just thinking about it. Might I be so bold to ask the recipe? It appears the productive portion of this conversation has come to an end. Besides, the tourney is about to begin. Let us make haste back to the Colosseum. Do you feel the anticipation in the air, my friend? This shall go down in Eorzean history as the greatest battle since I slew that dragon. That did actually happen, yes? The Colosseum Conundrum. Briarden has seen enough incompetence for one day. Well, that merchant proved to be a spectacular waste of time which is in short supply. We must return to the Colosseum before the battle begin. Here is the plan, Veriza. I shall find a suitable vantage point to observe Miss Avila in combat. Until I have ascertained the trickery behind her abilities, you are to keep a wide berth of her blade, understood? I shall find a suitable vantage point. No, she's just saying the same thing. There you are. I was this close to starting the melee without you. Aha, I'd be remiss not to tell you that there's been a slight change of plans. Another contestant suffered a last-minute injury, and none other than our very own Ultros has stepped in to take his place. With everyone's favorite octopus joining you two in the fray, spectators are just pouring in, and bookmakers across town are raking in the gill, which ain't a bad thing for us. Word has it that Master Firegeist himself is quite taken with my promotional skills. Aye, the future's looking good. Bright. For Dower Meadow it is. So what say ye? Are you ready to get your arses kicked? Alright, I'm going to play around with my Reaper for this. I don't really know what I'm doing, but it should be entertaining. Aye, that's what I like to hear. Ladies and gents, it's time for blades to whirl and limbs to fly. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, plutocrats and paupers, open your eyes and steel your stomachs. The Mithril Cup, brought to you by our ever-charitable friends of Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. Your concern is our concern, is about to begin. Who will stand atop the heap of maimed bodies and twisted limbs to claim victory? Will it be the tempestuous Avila of Alamigo, Variza, the famed warrior light? Or, who was that grinning fool again? Ah, that's right, Humberbatch, agent of infamy and imbecile extraordinaire. Or will it be our 11th hour entry, Ultros, the 8-legged purple purveyor of pain? Here I am, did you miss me? I'd say we have a battle for the ages here, folks. Combatants, take your positions and let the battles begin. Alright, you know the deal. We team up and wipe out the others. Then, when it's just the two of us, I'll take a dive. And you receive your share of the winnings. I have not forgotten our promise. I don't remember if our masked guy is, I shouldn't say guy, is in, here with us or not. Look at Avila's blade spin. Why, she's a veritable whirlwind of death and destruction out there. They breed 'em tough in Alamigo, that's for certain. You are next. Here we go, ladies and gents. Once my buddy gets a whiff of these raw truffles, he'll be sneezing up a storm. Literally. Oh, maybe we don't get to fight in this. I had hoped. Ah, nothing like the rich aroma of roasted truffles. All this fighting is giving Uncle Ulti an appetite. Is it time for dinner yet? Wait a minute. Roasted truffles? Braised in a savory sauce, just like Mother used to make them. Feel free to have seconds. There's a whole sack full where that came from. meddling musclehead. What's taking him so damned long? The girl's gaze gives it away. Open the gate at once. Funga! What is that monstrosity? Not a clue. Mr. Typhon, is that your stomach I hear grumbling? Couldn't I interest you in some roasted truffles, perhaps? What fascinating friends you have, Alti. Why, just look at this charming little nose. Is he perhaps suffering from a case of the sniffles? Funga. Ew. Could it be Avila's vaunted Tempest Blade? It was that monster all along? The girl played us all for fools. Don't look at me. It was all her idea. I'm just a stupid octopus. You were the one who approached me, you double-dealing fiend. I just wanted to experience the thrill of battle, you know, for my work and all. Come on, Dower. Has Uncle Alti ever lied to you? What did I tell you? I knew there was something fishy about that Alamegan whore. Alamegans, beggars and brutes, the lot of them. We give them a home in our lands, and this is the thanks we get. Send her to Garlemald for all I care. Just get her out of my sight before I get sick. Aren't these lovely people? But I just wanted my sister. I feel for the girl, really. My little octopus heart goes out to her, but the rules are the rules, right? Now, if Uncle Alti may be so bold. I say, we call off the melee and have a final showdown between the 3 remaining competitors. That would be me, my buddy Typhon, and Variza here. What do you say, Mrs. Warrior of Light? Why is he ticked at her? Aye, that's what we want to see. Ultros, Ultros, Ultros. Well, this is most unprecedented turn of events, but who am I to deny the wishes of such a passionate crowd of martial arts aficionados? I'm not even trying on that. The venue? Halatali. The fighters? The tag team of Ultros and Typhon versus the Warrior of Light. Who will be left standing when the storm has settled? Be there or miss a battle for the ages. So to review, the truffles were to elicit a sneeze from the octopus's oversized crony, which would be positioned so as to appear it was coming from the Alamegan girl's blade, allowing the two to sweep away their opponents with ease. No wonder I wasn't able to see it sooner. It's quite possibly the most imbecilic scheme I've encountered in my years as a consulting inspector. At any rate, we have no choice but to trust in your abilities now, Variza. Let us make for Halatali. He did not fight as a gentleman. I suppose if anyone can defeat those fiends, it's you. Be safe, Fariza. There is no telling what inane trickery that octopus will attempt next. Be on your guard, Fariza. Well, let's see if I remember this fight. Well, this tourney's turned into a right mess. With all the trouble I took preparing consolation prizes for the melee, looks like we won't be needing them after all. Of course, as long as you're bringing in the spectators and the profits, I could give a gnat's arse. Now, I know what you're thinking. 2 against 1 ain't fair, especially when one of the two is the size of a small house. So, here's the deal. Why don't you bring along some of your friends for the battle? Let's say 7 of them. That should even the odds, aye? Alright, here goes. You did it, Frieza. With any luck, we've seen the last of that lecherous devilfish. Good show, Frieza. Your performance has earned us front row seats at the awards ceremony. This should afford us the perfect vantage point to thwart the thief. Come, let us return to the Colosseum. A most remarkable display of martial skill, my adventuring friend. Clearly you have been observing me well in our travels together. The ceremony will begin at any moment now. Be on your guard. Our adversary may be anywhere, or anyone. It's interesting how we didn't focus on figuring out who it was this time. It was a battle for the ages, but a worthy victor has risen to claim the spoils. And now, let's take a look at the relic that our champion has won. Behold, from the personal vaults of Master Firegeist himself, the Warden's Grace, a timeless treasure, the likes of which our realm has never seen, one that's earned the attention of Eorzea's most prominent pilferer. It's a ring. An ugly one at that. Above you. Ladies and gentlemen, inspectors and invertebrates, the opening act dragged on over long, but worry not. The main event is about to begin. I know that you paid well for your seats here today, but I can assure you that my performance will not leave you disappointed. Now, I invite one and all to sit back and enjoy the show. No, that's not right. No snapping. That does not belong to him. Sorry, I'm still traumatized from Endwalker. Vile fiend, mark my words, you have stolen your last treasure. I swear it, on the Manderville name. Oh, Gilgamesh, such poor timing. I think not, Hildegard. Okay, now that's just amusing. Greg? 'Tis always a pleasure to reunite with old friends, but your timing truly leaves something to be desired. They even have the NPCs laughing. Okay. Frieza, you bested me once, but not today. I shall have my revenge when I pierce your chest with my spear. Do you not mean your skewer? My spear! I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Okay, yeah, it's funny. Vile thief, is there not a shred of honor in you? Return my weapon at once. Pot, kettle. Oh, it seems we have an unexpected guest. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I fear attendance at today's performance is by invitation only. No! Now it's raining truffles, but the battle's already... Mr. Typhon, or just a moment. I'm sure I had a tissue here somewhere. Funga! Greg. Alas and alack, the ring sails straight into the hands of the fiend. Giving up so soon, are we? Those don't sound like the words of a Manderville man. Really never want to be on his bad side. Seriously, how does one relax when they're being spun around like that? But of course, brilliant father, if the ring won't come to me, I shall go to the ring. Why, it'll be just like Dalamud. Hildibrand, Heliodor, Maximilian, Manderville. Skyward, as only a Manderville can. Father, you know not your own strength. $997, $998, $990. At least he managed to stay in Ilda. These legs, they look strangely familiar. Ha, put a little too much spin on that one, it seems. You think? Not exactly as planned, but who can argue with the results? Save for one thing, this ring is a fake. But no matter, I have a feeling this will lead me to the true treasure. Until next time, friends, you have been a most attentive audience. That key, bloody hells. Guards, seize the fiend at once! It's just so wrong. Of course she's clapping. It's too late, sir. The second prize, the Ring of Inquiry, it's gone. Second prize? What is the meaning of this? Many-faced fiend or no, the man spoke true. A master goldsmith's eyes cannot be deceived. This sun sphere is clearly a second-rate replica. Preposterous. It's just the dim lighting. Yes, if you'll just step over here. So many crimes, all in one set of quests. Have you taken ill, friend? You seem to be perspiring most heavily. Let's not be so hasty, friends. I can explain. Poor Hildy. I sold out my honor, joined forces with that odious octopus, all for a false treasure. What a fool I have been. Whatever was I thinking? Do not berate yourself so, Miss Avila. Why, it was exactly as you said, was it not? You were thinking of dear Hegelina, and nothing more. I suppose I was at that. How do you know my sister's name? I assure you, young miss, under no circumstances did I tail you to the Nanama mines to eavesdrop on your intimately personal dialogue with your beloved sister. Ugh, you have the right of it. Blinded by the prospect of fortune and fame, I lost sight of myself and what I truly was fighting for. My honor and my sister's trust will not easily be regained, but I will not shirk from the challenge. There's still truffle. One mystery still remains. Before the thief had identified the ring as fake, he had already acquired the key to the storeroom. Clearly, the second prize, this Ring of Inquiry, was his target from the start. But why? There must be some pattern to the items the fiend has stolen, a pattern that betrays his true intentions. The Treaty Blade, Azima's Virtue, the Ring of Inquiry, all relics with quite a history, or, to be more precise, relics from the era of the Beladians. Oh, if this is so, the answer is clear as day. The fiend means to found Eorzea's greatest museum of Beladian history, pushing up the prices and gouging honest men out of their hard-earned coin. Doubtless another one of his cards will appear on the scene to tell us just as much. Even we're looking at him like, what in the world? That was good. I have enjoyed our little game, but all good things must come to an end. I shall claim the 4 sacred treasures, and justice shall be served. So this is the thief's final challenge to us. But what are these 4 treasures of which he speaks? Where the 4 treasures of Belladia become one, the wicked shall be judged in the blazing light of the sun. An old legend, little more than a fairy tale at that, and yet it seems the Phantom believes there is some truth in these words. Four sacred relics from Belladia, the Warden's Justice, lofty words coming from a glorified footpad. One who's winning over the common folk by the day, if rumors are to be believed. It would seem the tales of a master thief ruffling the feathers of the rich and famous have won the man more than a few admirers. Consider his targets thus far: an Uldan collector and her hired thugs, a trading mogul and the brass blades, and now a mining magnate and the stone torches. Is it any surprise that the sympathizers of ordinary Uldans would lie with the perpetrator rather than his victims? Astutely observed, Miss Ellie. Our quarry clearly harbors no small degree of resentment for the wealth and authority. Might his next target be a member of the syndicate? Perhaps the Sultana herself? Then it will be to his downfall, for the greater the challenge, the higher I rise. Just one moment, if you would. Mark my words, ye of many faces, there is but one man who shall lay claim to the 4 lost relics of Belladia, and it shall be Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. Yes, I'm sure that inspires us all with great confidence. Oh, he saw her. Was that? No, it couldn't be. Methinks Godbert may need a new pair of spectacles. Thus ends episode 4. Or no, we have one more, don't we? The conclusion to it all. It's a race to recover the 4 lost relics of Baladia. As the fiend's true identity and aspirations are revealed, will ARR fall prey to the forces of evil? Or will our hero do what only a Manderville can? The key to the next case is a mask. Have you ever worn a mask for so long that you forgot what you actually looked like? I have. And how did they freeze in midair like that? Talk about a mystery. Oh well, see you next time.